What is going on, Moto friends? I actually wasn't planning to make a video today, but I was out here putting some break-in miles on this Streetfighter, and it was so beautiful outside. I decided to loop back home, get the chin mount, get the new GoPro, get the audio set up, and record a little motovlog today. I just couldn't let you miss this beautiful riding day. Right now, we're in June. It's beautiful. It's 77 degrees outside. This motorcycle may stay cool under me, so it's going to be a perfect little day. So today I'm going to talk about something a little bit different than what I've been seeing on YouTube and something a little bit different than what I've done in the past. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about everything that goes through my head while I am riding this motorcycle. And this is going to be particularly important for beginners because as you advance, these kind of things that you constantly are scanning for, constantly looking for, they become second nature. But for a beginner rider, we forget that they're not second nature. So I'm going to be talking about everything from gear changes to looking for traffic patterns, looking for road conditions, all these things. And this is going to be stream of consciousness knowledge. It's going to be telling you everything I see. This isn't going to be an advice video. This isn't going to be a 7 steps you can't miss as a beginner rider. No, this is just going to be me talking through what I'm looking for, what I'm constantly scanning for, and what to look out for when you're riding. And if you're a more experienced rider, stay tuned as well. Maybe you'll call me out on some bull crap. Maybe you'll give me some more feedback, some things you look for in the comments. So let's get going. All right, approaching a four-way stop, dropping gears, getting into first, looking around, just making sure no one's running this intersection. So I pull through fairly slowly, no one's around, and we are clear to go. So a nice open stretch, can accelerate a little bit. I like to shift manually sometimes when in the lower gears because the quick shifter on this thing can be a little bit clunky in the lower gears. But higher up, 5th gear, 6th gear, I like to put it in with the quick shifter. And here, straight road, but it's in the countryside, so you never know if there's any deer. So in the scanning pattern, I like to look far, far ahead, kind of beyond the horizon, and then kind of close back in, and then slightly side to side, just seeing what anything coming out of the forest. And in this situation, I like to ride a little bit closer to both lanes, especially if there's no car coming towards me. Because if something comes out from either of these directions, a deer, a raccoon, a fox, any sort of critter that's out here, it'll give me time to react. So if something comes from this way, I can quickly kind of go right. If something comes out from this way, I can quickly go left. And there's no car coming towards me, so if I need to do a little emergency swerve, I'm good to go there. So intersections coming up, I see a car, looks parked, so don't have to worry about it backing up. Be looking for lights when you're passing a car. And again, here, you'll see me doing this a lot, but looking through your corners. So as a beginner rider, that's something that they'll always tell you to do in classes is to look through the corners. Here, it's recommending 30 miles an hour, go a little bit quicker, but again, see where my head is pointed, look right through the corner, and then look straight ahead if there's any sort of road dangers or anything coming up. So again, scanning pattern for me is always up to back and then side to side. They'll teach you that in the motorcycle safety course. Cars coming towards me, I'm not too worried about, but again, I kind of tend to shift my lane position a little more centrally, just in case there's sort of, they're looking at their cell phone, they don't see, they swerve into your lane. You don't want to be right on the lane line for something like that to happen. Dropping gear here because we're going uphill into a corner, so drop from 5th to 4th just to get you a little more torque. So got to know where your torque band is on your motorcycle. Here I can't take it above 6,000 RPM right now for the break-in, so I just don't want to be anywhere below 4,000 RPM going up hills because it's just not going to pull as well. All right, another four-way stop, and we've got some cars, so let's see if they follow the rules. This guy looks like he's turning right. Another guy pulled up. So I guess I'm the last one here, so wait my turn. I guess she's letting me. Thanks, guys, for not hitting me. So four-way stops, if you're in the United States, they are one of the most dangerous traffic patterns that you can encounter. In Europe, around the world, you get roundabouts, which are really great because it's really hard to blow through a roundabout unless you launch it and, kind of jump the roundabout with a, what do you got there, Corvette? Yeah, nice. Here on a four-way stop, it's really easy for a car to run a four-way stop if they're not paying attention. So as a rider, you have to make sure, err on the side of caution if you're not sure who came first, they're not sure who came first. And I always slowly pull out, even when when I think it's my right of way, still pull out very slowly just to make sure that no one smacks you. So here we go, dropping gear 4 and 3. 2 actually. This is a slower turn just to get some nice torque and then pull through. And look how beautiful it is out here, guys. That's why I brought the camera back out, because this is a day. All right, so drop to first gear, and again, we're looking to our left. That's where the car's going to be coming from. Nothing, pull out slowly. And we have a nice stretch, actually, where no cars around. All right, let's go. Yeah, this thing pulls, and even under 8,000 RPM for the break-in, it is a really powerful bike. So I cannot wait to get this thing opened up. All right, so slowing down, obviously, we've got a stop sign coming up. I'm in 6th gear, so quick shift down to 4. While applying the front and rear brake evenly, you do want to get used to using both the front and the rear brake. So now I'm switching over just to the rear brake since it's a low-speed maneuver. I don't want to put too much on the front. And again, I'm on my rear brake, letting go as I look around and slowly pull out of the intersection. And here we actually have a roundabout, which is a nice little traffic pattern. Not common for this area, obviously. So I'm still in 2nd gear, in which I'll probably keep it in 2nd. And so here, surveying the cars, these look like they're going to the first exit. This one's gone. Traffic circle is empty. So again, look through the traffic circle. This is a great practice for beginners, using a traffic circle to practice your leaning. Got a cop there. Hopefully he doesn't turn around through the circle and decide to follow me, but looks like he is gone. Good. So that's another thing, is just checking your mirrors often for the rear view. I always like to see behind me, and you'll get this kind of second nature urge. Like if you haven't checked your rear mirrors in a while, it's always good to take a quick look. So here we've got the sun setting in this direction. We've got a blind turn, but it's a blind kind of crest like this. I like to move over to the right of the lane just in case something's coming over with a trailer or something that you're not expecting. And then you can always move back over to the left side of the lane, keep on driving. Here, again, straight road. We don't have that many perfectly straight roads in Maryland. I know some of these states in the Midwest, you get a lot of straightaways, but here it's a lot of curves and stuff. So again, blind turn. I like to go a little more central to the right. See, there's a car coming, so if a car's coming into your lane, you wouldn't necessarily see it over a crest like that. So what I was saying on straights, I just kind of keep scanning forward and back. You never fall asleep when you're riding, because that's when bad things happen. Now, look at all those horses there. One of the reasons I wanted to come out here. It's really a beautiful day. Sun is setting, nice and crisp. All right, let's get back to work. So again, turn coming up. I'm in 6th gear, not too much torque. I drop into 5th just to pull up the hill. And again, when you have your motorcycle, you'll figure out your torque ranges and everything. Again, drop another gear, going through this turn just to get some pull out of it. And then I'm shifting right around 6,000. Obviously, there's a lot of RPMs left in this bike. It goes all the way up to 15,000 red line here. So leaving a lot on the table. But I'm close to that 600-mile break-in. Let me see. What are we at? We're at 419, so not too much. And then the dealer's about 60 miles away. So just some more of these loops, some more moto vlogs for you guys, and I'll be right at the break-in, and then we'll be doing some crazy stuff on this bike. All right, so keep scanning any sort of driveways, always making sure there's no car pulling out. If you're unfamiliar with the road, obviously don't go too fast. These roads I'm familiar with where the turns and kind of outlets are. So, all right, here is our turn off here. I'm going to show the turn signal, always nothing to do if there's cars behind you. Up to the gear, and we're going to first gear since it's a pretty sharp turn. And again, easy throttle. Don't give it too much around these turns. You don't want to skid your tire out. Right. So we're in the 5th gear, just cruising around. Sharp turn, 20 miles an hour, right-hand turn. So when you see something like that, you see the chevrons, really slow down. Get down into 2nd gear and again, pull out nicely. So here, I mean, if you know the roads, you know what to look for. Here, there's a little roadside farm fruit stand thing coming up. There's always cars pulling in and out of here. So again, if you know an area like that, you want to just slow down and make sure you're clear of any sort of potential turning cars. So that's where you can really get issues. If you're going fast in particular, oh, this is our turn here. So again, front and rear brakes together, drop gears with the quick shifter. Now we're in first. You can release both brakes and go around the turn here. So, yeah, check out this little farm area here. A lot of horse farms in Maryland. That wheat, maybe? Who knows? But again, this type of road is more of a side road, not a main road that we were on. There's no painted middle line. There's no double lines. Oh, look at this little fella. This little fella critter. Going, oh, look at that. Obstacle. That's a cutie. Little white-tailed deer. So again, watch for those things, right? Like, so when you're riding, you want to be scanning ahead. I caught that deer way before it started making a move across the road. So when you're riding, again, just look forward and just constantly be scanning for any potential obstacles. So, I don't even remember what we were talking about. Yes, these types of little side roads. So probably a lot more chance for animals on there, especially with fields to the side. A lot more chance for roadway debris. So on roads like this, they're not as traveled as the main road, so you don't get the cars kind of kicking the rocks and stuff to the side. So, oh yeah, uphill crest left. I'm going to drop down to first gear, actually. Lean, look through the corner, and go out. And then here, interestingly, we've got another right-hand turn coming up. So I'm just going to show you some heavier braking here. We're in fourth gear, 3, 2, 1. A little trail braking, and then let it out and go. So these roads tend to have more debris like sticks and gravel and all sorts of stuff, and that could make for a very unpleasant ride. So always be scanning far ahead. So right now I'm looking out towards where that bridge and that turn is. And you follow the signs, 15 miles an hour, right? This is going to be a turn where you're going to have to really drop gear. So I'm braking, putting it in first. I'm off the brakes now. Going around, really lead with your head. Quick turn left, so I'm going to lean off the thing and look through the turn here. Right, so now we're in a very kind of heavily wooded area where you can't really see much. So I wouldn't recommend speeding in these types of areas, because if a deer pops out one of these hills, you're going to be really in a world of hurt, because the deer, lightweight motorcycle, not a great combination. So again, scanning, no road debris, no animals, and then here kind of clears out a little bit, opening. So here, if you want, you could give it a little more throttle, but again, constantly be scanning and looking. So a car coming, so I like to pull over to the right, make sure I have room to clear. This guy's giving me a good amount of space. And so look, blind hill, right? Do not accelerate blindly up hills like this, because look what's happening right after this. A stop sign within maybe 50 feet of where that crest is. So if you don't know the roads and you just like shoot up this hill at 60 miles an hour, you are going to be fucked. So don't do that. We're going to turn out this way and continue our loop here. Always wondered what's up this driveway here. It's a nice kind of, it looks like someone's house though. I've always been tempted to take my Tiger up there, get a little more off-road experience, but I guess since it's someone's house, I don't want to get shot at. We are in America. Oh, another deer. So we're catching all the obstacles today. From my experience, the deer don't like the sound of the motorcycle, and they tend to run back into the woods, but that first one ran straight in front of me, so you really never know. And if you're watching from a different country, what kind of obstacles do you guys have in terms of animals? What runs into the road for y'all? Anyways, here, I'm going to drop gear into third, get more engine braking. Again, when you're in a lower gear, you tend to get more engine braking down to hills to help control the motorcycle. And now it opens up. You can accelerate a little bit. Then again, keep scanning, because look at these little mounds. You can't see over them. So if an animal pops up over those things, can jump in front of you without time to stop. So let's keep riding, keep scanning. Scanning ahead here. So blind turn, and look at that. I see some gravel all the way from here. Yeah, this would not be good. Imagine you're at lean and you hit this stuff. Your wheels are coming out from under you. So helps to scan ahead. So that's what I was saying. I caught it way before I encountered that. So really get used to looking far ahead. Don't look down to where your tires are, because everything's so stable when you look out in the distance, right? But then when you tilt your head down, I'm tilting my helmet now, the ground's moving awfully fast under this bike. So looking out ahead. All right, so we're going to turn left here. Again, get used to showing your indicators, and also get used to canceling them, because if a car gets behind you and your blinker is still going, So this, I can't see much, so I like to come to a complete stop. Nothing, double scan. Oh, see, that's why I come to a complete stop helps, because if I was rolling through there, might have been stuck in the intersection while that guy was coming. Look at that little beautiful church here. All looks old. Look at that. I think there were some, I mean, America's not a very old country in terms of when the white man came, but this area, some older sites, I think, leading to the 1700s, which, I mean, it's not old compared to Europe or really anywhere else in the world, but you do see some older architecture. All right, enough of getting unfocused. This is a working motovlog. So again, keep scanning, keep looking up the corners. Oh, turkey vultures. Look at that. So dead deer, turkey vulture. That deer is not going to pose any threat to us, obviously. All right. So a more open road can, you know, you don't have to be tense, but definitely don't relax. Don't let your mind wander. You do have to keep on scanning, because there are driveways and everything around. We're going to turn on this road coming up here, so let's get ready for that. And here's the turn. So again, I'm in 6th gear, front brake, rear brake, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then let off the brakes here as I turn and slowly give it some throttle. Beautiful wildflowers here as well. Like this area, there's some horse farms. I don't know if there's going to be horses out, but we'll see. Look at that, really nice kind of stream. All right, let's keep riding. So again, these kind of secondary roads, look at that, more deer. I don't think I've ever encountered this many in one ride out in the field there. I don't know if you could see well, but where there's one, there's many, so keep a lookout. And engine's lugging a little bit. I'm going to drop it to 2nd up this hill because it's sweeping, and we've got a corner coming up. So look through the corner. This is a tougher one because it's very dark from the trees. All right, we got a little bit of a straightaway. Not going to go too fast because I want you guys to see some of these horses. Oh, fancy horses. They got their little orange shoes on. Look at them. Boots. Nice. All right. There's a little crest here. I was thinking I could get some air off of here. Let's see. Can I? Nah, no air there. How about this one? Any air? Not too much. Suspension's pretty good on this. There we go. A little bit of a little bump. All right. So here we are approaching an intersection up the way. There's sometimes horses in this little field, but not today, it seems like. All right. So coming up to an intersection, again, turn indicator, brake down to 3, 2, 1. And make sure nothing's there. And there we go. All right, same thing here. Look through both of these turns. I feel like I'm pretty up. There's a car going wide, so again, you gotta keep your lane position. And don't if you're a beginner rider, I mean, I remember when I was a beginner, that would always frighten me, right? You're not expecting a car, you're leaning and you're looking through your turn, and then you see a car. And so your natural instinct is to kind of tighten up a little bit. But then what ends up happening is you look towards the car, and your bike goes where your eyes are going. So you freak out and keep looking at the car, and that target fixation gets you in real trouble around a turn. So I know it's easier said than done, but really focus on where you want your bike to go. And it's not into that car. So wooden bridge coming up here, single lane. So I like to take these slow. So I don't know about the quality of the bridge. So I always put it in 1st gear, and I like to stand up as well, just to give it a little more shock absorption. Here's to stay off to the right. The one nice thing about, there's many nice things about motorcycles, but the nice thing about motorcycles on narrow lanes like this is you don't really have to slow down to make room for cars. Like if you're in a car, you really have to edge over so both cars can pass. But on a motorcycle, you've got enough room to, ride all the way over here if a bigger car is coming across. So be really wary of your lane position. So here I'm going to take this corner a little in because I don't see what's around the turn. It could be a car, so here I like to stay a little more outside. Rabbit, look at that. All sorts of little critters out here today. And here's some more debris in the road, so try to go where the tire track is. All right. So another stop sign. I'm in fourth gear, braking front, releasing the brakes, kind of coasting to. And here I'm coasting in. I don't need much brakes. It's kind of uphill. Only cars can come from there, so no cars. Let it go slowly. And through the turn here. Porsche rider. A lot of old white men in Porsches around here, especially on the weekends. But I guess same as can be anywhere. All right, look through the turn here. Some nice lean going. This bike is just so stable. I really love riding this thing. And that's part of the reason I turned back and got the motovlog set up so I could get a little more riding in on this thing. So again, look through your corners here. We've got a passing lane here, so I don't, it's always important to see if there's anyone behind that car, because in a passing situation like this, they might not see the motorcycle when they're going around the car. So again, I like to keep it off to this side of the lane just in case there's someone passing and they don't see. You don't want to end up with a sedan right in front of you with nowhere to go. So I like to stay off to the right of the lane if possible, if I see any sort of passing going on around the way. So we got a little bit of traffic here, so we'll talk about that. These cars really, as long as there's no one behind me, I'm always looking. When there's a slowdown ahead, I look into my rear view mirror to make sure there's no one behind me. Because if I press on my brakes, I don't want someone to rear end me. So always kind of be prepared, plan your escape route. That's one thing they always talk in the motorcycle safety foundation courses is escape route planning. And in this situation, there's really nowhere to go unless there's no car approaching. If someone were to pull up and looks like they were going to rear end me, I guess you could kind of swerve around like this and avoid that. But again, this field not optimal. You don't want to go into grass. But I guess if it's a matter of getting hit head on with a car and falling in some grass, I'll take my luck with the grass. So here, I've got a passing opportunity, but there is, how many cars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm not passing 5 cars on this motorcycle with a stop sign and traffic circle coming up. So that's why it helps to really scan far ahead. Because, I mean, obviously, this bike could easily overtake 5 cars, could overtake 10 cars. But the stopping distance, I would probably be going 90 miles an hour by the time I passed that white van up there. And that's just not a safe braking distance. This bike maybe could do it. These brakes are pretty crisp, but again, not something I want to be doing. And my fuel light came on, of course. Fuel light always comes on this bike. It's a thirsty little beast. So I'll probably loop to a gas station after I cut this off. But again, look through that traffic circle. It helps if you're a new rider. You have a traffic circle. You can practice your turns and your leaning on traffic circles, because it gives you an opportunity really to kind of practice your turns and lean safely while looking ahead. So fourth gear, third, second, first, I'm braking with the rear, letting off the brake now and letting out the throttle here. Let's see. Do I want to pass this guy? I'm already at 6,000 RPM. Not sure. No pass. I'm already going 70. So we are pretty much done. The loop is almost completed. You remember this stretch. We got some speed the first time around. So I'm going to cut off the vlog. And if you like this type of stuff, let me know in the comments, because this is the first time, obviously, I've tried something like this. And it's a little different than the motovlogs I've seen previously. So if you like this, I'm going to do a similar one for highway riding, and I'm going to do a similar one for kind of busier street riding. This is kind of backcountry riding, slightly different than other things you're going to experience, because obviously we did see some hills today, which was pretty cool. And we didn't see that many cars. We did hit a few stops and traffic circles, but really nothing like you'd expect to see with a busier city. So we'll do a few more of those, and thanks again for watching. Catch you next time.